30 is a magic number when it comes to Arena. 30 what? Well, 30 champions that you could put in any of these standard 5 arenas. It's a magic number when it comes to farming the milestones. And I'm going to explain exactly why it's a magic number in just a moment, but first we need to take a look at some milestone math. If you are familiar with this channel, then you know I've done this once before. It looked a little something like this, and it did not have the 5-star featured section here because, well, I made that video before the 5-star featured arena existed. So, now that we have things all updated here, let's take a look at some new totals. I want to know exactly what is possible, what you can earn if you choose to do all of the arenas and hit all of the milestones. So yeah, I've went ahead and looked at the gold, battle chips, premium hero crystal, shards, 3-star shards, 4-star shards, 5-star shards, 6-star shards, and the units that you can get. And if you hit every single one of the arenas, every single one of the milestones, you get about 120,000 gold, 65,000 battle chips. This is only from the milestones themselves, not including what you get from the individual fights. So you actually get a lot more than this, just milestones here. Same thing for the gold. I'm not talking about opening up any kind of arena crystals. This is just gold from the milestones themselves. You also get 69,200 premium hero crystal shards, 1,800 3-star shards, 1,400 4-star shards, 2,600 5-star shards, 200 6-star shards, and 535 units. Quick note about the the 5 and 6-star shards, and I guess the 3 and 4-star shards as well. This is assuming that if you do all of the milestones, that you hit the top 10% in each one of the arenas. Occasionally, for some of the arenas, you might have to play 2 or 3 extra rounds on top of all the milestones, and then you get all of the top 10% rewards. And this is also not including top 10% in the 4-star basic arena. In the 4-star basic, this is the reward bracket after getting the actual champion. So not top 10, I think it's 11 to 25%. So yeah, you get a lot of stuff, but of course, this takes a lot of work. Before we get into that work, I do just want to note what you get in an actual week, because if this is one 3-day round, then of course we just double everything up for the weekly total. And yeah, you can get a lot of stuff. About 240,000 gold. Again, this is just from milestones. This is not. This has nothing to do with opening up arena crystals or anything like that. And by the way, Kabam did make an adjustment so that you don't have to get every single milestone to get all of that gold. That gold comes from the earlier milestones in most cases. The 2-star arena still seems to have the gold pretty spread out, but the rest of it, it's all in the first 3 milestones there. So you can actually get quite a bit of gold each week just for hitting those. The weekly total for battle chips is 130,000, once again, not including the battle chips you earn from each individual fight. The premium hero crystals, 138,000, 3,600 3-star shards, 2,800 4-star shards, 5,200 5-star shards, 400 6-star shards, and 1,070 units. Now, if you did that for all 4 weeks of the month, and yes, I know there's, technically more than 4 weeks in a month, but we're just going to round down to 4 weeks. Instead of doing like 4.5 or something. The monthly total is 960,000 gold, 523,000 battle chips, 554,000 premium hero crystal shards, 14,400 3-star shards, 11,200 4-star shards, 20,800 of the 5-star shards, 1,600 6-star shards, and 4,280 units just from the arena milestones themselves, even if you never popped open a single arena crystal, which is a lot of units. But again, it's a lot of time, which we will get to. If you were curious about the old results before they added a 5-star featured arena, I went ahead and copied that from the old spreadsheet, so you could see the difference here. With the addition of the 5-star featured, man, these numbers went up quite a bit, especially like the 5-star shards that we get before. We're looking at 4,800 5-star shards for the entire month. Now it's up to 20,800. So, yeah, 5-star shards, if you grind arena, they've become much more readily available. Of course, other things in the game have changed too. Back when I made this, the uncollected difficulty wasn't a thing either, and there's been some other changes, but still, arena got quite the nice boost with the addition of the 5-star featured. Okay, now last time around, I was doing some math on how I can save time when it comes to arena and getting all the milestones. Because back then I did grind all 4 of the arenas. I didn't grind the 5-star featured, of course, because it didn't exist. And once Kabam added that 5-star featured, well, it's nearly impossible for me to hit every single milestone for all of the arenas. There's just too many of them. But back then I was hitting all the milestones for all 4 of the arenas most weeks. Not every single time, but most weeks I was capable of doing that. And I was trying to figure out what's a good breaking point of being able to save time. How many champions would I need? How many 5-star champions would I need to save just a ton of time in the arena, and then maybe start considering going for the featured 5-star crystal? Because back then, going for the basic and the featured, that was kind of a big deal. And what I figured out is that at the time I had 15 5-star champions, and it took me 265 rounds in total to hit all of those milestones. And I realized that if I got up to 21 5-star champions, then I can cut that number pretty drastically down to 195. Much, much more manageable. A huge time savings. The 8.5 hours versus the nearly 6 hours that would be reduced to. I was all about that, right? Just trying to find any way possible to save time because I wanted all those units and everything else in the arena. And the reason why it was such a big difference, just adding 6 additional 5-stars, is because if I was able to use those 6 additional 5-stars, then I would also be able to take out my top 4-star teams, and I would no longer have to use those in the 4-star featured, and I could use those in the 4-star basic, and I would also save some rounds in that arena too. So kind of cascades down to the lower arenas when you have these higher level champions. And you can see the math behind it, the amount of points you get for a team of 550 champions, 4-star 550s, versus 5-star rank 2 champions. It's quite a difference in terms of the points that you get. We can scroll this down a little bit further. I was also doing some math on the amount of battle chips that you get for all this, just in case anyone is curious, where I picked a number somewhere between 195 and 265. I just went with 240, assuming that maybe I got like 18 5-stars or something like that. And, it would be approximately 672,000 battle chips that you'd get for all of those individual fights, on top of which at the time was about 367. So it was a little over 1 million battle chips back then. Okay, what about today? Why is 30 the magic number? Can we finally get to that, please? Yes, we can. Okay, so 6-star champions, they give a lot of points. I'm talking a lot of points. For one round of 6-star champions, so if you have 3 6-star champions, you throw them in the arena, you get roughly 200,000 points. All right, hold that thought. Let's take a look at today's numbers of what it took me to get all of the milestones here. Now, I crunched these numbers, or I played this arena before I got my 6th 6-star champion. I just got my 6th one. I had 5 during this most recent grind, and I wanted to see, okay, what does it take today to grind and hit every single one of these milestones in the arena? So I, for the first time in a while, got every single milestone out of all 5 of the arenas now. And it still took me roughly the same for the 2 and 3-star arenas. They fluctuate a little bit in terms of rounds. And then you could see, it was 409 rounds in total, which is a lot. Compared to the 265 in the past that it took, it's a lot of extra rounds that I'm doing just to hit all these milestones. And a big reason is because I still haven't really been able to reduce the amount of rounds in the 4-star featured. It was 120 in the past, now it's 121. Back then I had 15 5-star champions. I now have 60 5-star champions. But I'm running into the same issue that I ran into back then. I have to use all those 5-stars in the 5-star featured arena. Now, if I have 6-star champions, not only am I just going to save a ton of time and cut down the rounds in that arena drastically, but then I could also take those 5-star champions that I'm no longer having to use in the 5-star featured, and I could use those in the 4-star featured, and I can get all of those milestones in a relatively short amount of time. It would actually be less today than what I calculated in the past at 70, because I mean, I was calculating for rank 2 5-star champions, and at this point, I'm getting closer to having enough champions at rank 3 or higher that I could actually save a little bit more time, get a little bit of additional points per round. So I would save points there. Again, I would be able to no longer have to use any of my 4-star champions at the 4-star featured, so I would also save time in the 4-star basic as well. All this time savings, it begins to add up quite a bit the more higher level champions that you have, not just in the higher level arenas. So let's get back to why 30 is the magic number. Well, let's think about the 5-star featured arena. Or any arena for that matter, but for right now, just the 5-star featured. You have to play 5 rounds in order to build up your combo meter. That way, you're getting a multiplier of 3. But then once you do that, a round of 6-star champions will net you 200,000 points. If you have 36-star champions, then you can play 10 rounds of the arena, or 2 million points at that point. Not 200,000, but 2 million. If you could use your 6-star champions twice a day, well, now you're getting 4 million points a day times the 3 days, 12 million points. It's actually wouldn't be that bad. If you were only using 6-star champions, it would only take you about 60 rounds after you built up that streak of 5 to get that 3x multiplier. So that arena today is a huge pain. 147 rounds to get through that arena. Some people can do it a little bit faster if you have a few more 6-star champions or a few more higher ranking 5-stars, but that's what I was able to do in 147 rounds. That's too many rounds for me to be able to consistently get 12 million. I would love to be able to do it, I just can't. There's too many rounds, right? Especially if I'm doing the other arenas as well, 409. But if I'm able to shorten it down to only the 60 rounds in the arena, if I had 36-star champions, then that arena gets cut, and suddenly all the other arenas, it goes from 409 in total to about 257 in total. Really good stuff. I still wouldn't be able to do 257 rounds every single week, but I'd be pretty close to it. And if you cut out like the 2 and 3-star arenas, and if I just did, the 5-star feature, the 4-star featured, and the 4-star basic, that I feel like is something that I can do practically every single week if I cut out the 80 or so rounds of the 2 and 3-star arena. So yeah, 30 champions is the magic number. Not only when it comes to the 5-star featured, but if you look at the amount of rounds needed in the 4-star featured as well, if you can get to 30 high-ranking 5-star champions, then you could just play your 5-stars twice a day too. You no longer have to worry about running them 3 times a day because they reset every 7 hours. You could just play them twice per day along with your 6-star champions. You play 10 rounds in the 6-star featured, 10 rounds in the 5-star featured with your 6-star champions, and then jump to the 4-star featured, run 10 rounds of your highest 5-stars. Don't worry about running all of them. Just do that twice per day, all 3 days of the arena, and boom, you've got every single milestone for both of these arenas. Fit in some, the 4-star basic, however you want. If you have 30 of those, you could do the exact same thing, except it's not even going to take as long. And yeah, the arena actually wouldn't be that bad at that point. So if you're ever wondering, will I go for a 6-star featured crystal? Hell no, that's the answer. Not until I have at least 30 6-star champions. There's nothing that would make me go for a 6-star featured. I don't care how good of champions are in that pool. I am sticking to the 6-star basic. That way I can continue to try at least to get all of these crazy rewards every month, or get closer to being able to do something like this consistently. These 4,280 units along with all this other good stuff. Now, it still is a lot of time, and I don't know exactly how long it would take to do 250 rounds. I guess it's roughly about the time that I calculated here. I'm not going to recalculate the times just because of laziness, I guess. But the 257 rounds, roughly equivalent to a little over 8 hours over a 3-day span. So we're talking a little bit under 3 hours a day, which is about how much I play in Arena every day anyway. So pretty comfortable with that, and I'd be able to do that. Now, the amount of battle chips that you get for something like this, just if you're curious, got a little bit of additional math here. I picked a number somewhere between the 257 and 409. I went with 330 teams in total. You get about 350 battle chips per win times the 330 rounds, and all these numbers stack up, and it's approximately 924,000 battle chips a month just on the actual rounds of the arena themselves, not including the milestones. What if you don't have a lot of time in the arena? Well, I still recommend getting in the pool, and you could actually get a pretty decent amount of rewards if you get in the pool just for the basic champion, just for the basic 4-star. I had this here last time, and I figured, you know what? Let's bring back the whole get in the pool thing that Dave started a while ago. Look at the difference in what you're able to get. I mean, everything here is the same. It's just the 4-star basic, so nothing really changed except for the amount of gold that you get. We scroll this down. There we go. Now we've got the gold showing up there. What you were able to get in the past was 36,000, but now getting in the pool gets you all of the gold milestones, and it's actually 184,000. So that's a pretty big difference. About 150,000 gold difference for getting in the pool today versus getting in the pool back then. And all you got to do is get 150,000 points in that 4-star basic to do that. So yeah, there we go. Here's some nice and updated milestone math. Hopefully you guys found this at least somewhat interesting. The amount of milestones that you can get, that's just for fun. I just wanted to see how much you can get. The real value of a video like this, in my opinion, is just knowing how much time you can possibly save if you stack up and get a lot of 6-star champions and add them to your roster and everything. And this is also the reason why I don't wait on opening up my 6-star champions, is because you don't have to go from 5 to 30 to save time. Every time you pop open a 6-star crystal and you get a new champion, you're going to be cutting down some of the rounds that you have to play in the 5-star featured. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.